I'm going to survive the next 100 days in ARK's most insane overhaul yet, Primal Nemesis. They are demonic killer bees. Oh, come on, man. Come on. Terrifying ghostly creatures, and somehow even sheep have become absolute killing machines. What in the world? Every creature here is out to destroy me. Can I build an army strong enough to conquer this chaotic world? Or will these 100 days end in disaster? Oh, it climbs. Wrecked. Starting off, I dropped into complete chaos. The beach was crawling with nasty creatures in every direction. Oh, okay, never mind. We'll stay away from there. Let's just keep going. We're not gonna be surviving that long. Oh, and there's something there. Oh my goodness. What is going on? With few options, I scavenged whatever I could find and punched a few trees for wood and thatch. That gave me enough resources to craft some basic tools and a set of cloth armor. My best chance of escaping was to build a raft, but I needed a few more levels before I could unlock the engram. So I focused on making the most of what I had. I gathered more supplies and threw together a small thatch shack. Oh, what a screep. Where is screep with this thatch shack right here? I'm just hoping the creatures won't see me. For the moment, I had somewhere safe to hide, but that wasn't going to be enough. Oh, there's something there. Is that the bulb dog? Please tell me that's the bulb dog. Oh, no. It is not. It is... It's a bee. Oh, no. It's a bee. Oh, my soul. I need to go from here, broskies. That's gonna take me out. Thankfully, I survived the night. The demonic bee didn't bother me much, but it did leave a few spoils behind. My priority was reaching level 16. To get there, I did the only thing I knew would work. I farmed resources and crafted a whole bunch of structures. Not long after, I was able to hit the required level. The only problem was finding something I could actually take down for the hide. I did come across another carcass left behind by the bee, but unfortunately, it wasn't something I could use. Apex. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. With no other option, I decided to scout the area. That's when I spotted a parasaur. Wasting no time, I moved in for the kill. Oh, come on. You can't do me like this, bro. Can't do me like this. Oh, let's go. Let's go. Please tell me this is a normal parasaur. Oh, yes. 180 broskies. With the hide sorted, I gathered the remaining materials and crafted the Primal Nemesis raft. Yeah! We've got our raft. I didn't think we'll make it, man. From there, I collected a few more supplies, finished my wooden raft base, and set off to explore the rest of the islands. Fortunately, I survived another night. My next goal was to craft the Primal Forge, so I hunted down a few easy targets. I need some hide. That's what I need. Oh, come on. There you go. After gathering everything I needed, I returned to the raft and set up both a primal bed and the forge. With that out of the way, I headed to the neighboring islands to search for metal. Safe places were hard to come by, and I even found myself getting a little too close to some strange-looking fish. What? What's wrong with these fish? They're flying? Well, that's not cool, is it? I kept searching until I eventually found a stretch of shoreline covered in river rocks. I will chance it. We do have a bed, so it's a bit better now. Giving me just enough metal to craft both the primal smithy and the vanilla smithy. Then got my hands on a set of metal tools. You could probably guess what came next. Yeah, I went right back to gathering more metal. Alrighty, things had been pretty hectic on the islands I'd explored so far, so I decided to venture a little further out in search of a safer place to settle. I eventually stumbled across an island that looked surprisingly peaceful. It seemed like the perfect place to start upgrading my raft to stone tier, though I still had plenty of material to gather. After exploring the area, I noticed something unusual. No dinosaurs seemed to spawn there. So we were just collecting resources for our raft here. Although, I quite like this spot. There's not much happening around here. I jumped at the opportunity to relocate my wooden base onto the island. turning it into a small outpost. Done with that, I turned my attention back to the raft and laid down the first stone foundations. Rolling into day 5, I continued the build by mapping out the walls I had available and placing a few of the ceilings. Once those were in place, it was time to head back out and gather the remaining resources needed to finish the upgrade. By the end of the day, the raft upgrade was complete, adding in everything I needed from the Primal Forge, upgrade station, both smithies, and a few other essentials. The next morning, I took a trip to the island across from mine. I noticed a few crystal-like formations and wanted to find out if they were actually crystal. Oh, sweet! These are crystals. Oh, amazing. Amazing. Finding it meant I could finally craft the awesome Spyglass. The timing couldn't have been any better because, not long after, I spotted a plasma equus 190. I ain't gonna mess with you, buddy. No siree. With that island behind me, I continued my journey searching for dodos to tame. Unfortunately, the next stop was crawling with alpha creatures, making it far too risky. Instead, I returned to the raft and crafted a crossbow to improve my chances. Revisiting the islands where I'd first started, I found a few dodos that were actually safe to tame. I need to knock you out, buddy. Before long, I'd added both a male dodo and its offspring to the tribe. Since there was plenty left to explore, I pushed onward to see what else I could uncover. That curiosity didn't last long though. Strange creatures began appearing out of nowhere. Oh! What is that? Let's just back up. Yeah, I'm going. Returning to my little island, I moved the dodos into the outpost. I also managed to get a third one by breeding the pair I already had. Yeah, I know, kinda weird. Anyways, to make collecting eggs easier, I set up the automatic egg crate. After waiting a while, I hatched 2 more females to expand my egg farm. Oh, 2 more females to add to the tribe here. That's what I'm talking about, buddy. Knowing that I had a long wait before my dodos could produce eggs, I started preparing for my first alpha tame. I crafted a batch of narcotics, stocked up on trank arrows, and made a few SES collection balls. Hey, yo, let's go. To keep progressing, I needed a helping hand. Thankfully, a parasol on the other side of the island looked like the perfect candidate. It only took a bowler and a few trank arrows to put the parasol to sleep. That's it. Then I quickly dealt with the nearby threats before feeding it the berries I'd gathered. There you go, buddy. That's for you. I knew the alpha dodo would only cause trouble, so it had to go. Its little cousin wasn't too happy about it, but I wasn't in the mood for an argument. Seriously, you need to go back. You're going to get wrecked. Oh, you're quite a hefty fella. That's why you're trying to take me on. 290 female dodo. Well, we do need some hide. So we'll take that. With the parasol safely tamed, I explored the surrounding area and came across a purple supply drop packed with some juicy loot. Sweet. Let's get out of here. And I also found a decent supply of river rocks that was perfect for farming metal. It was about that time to go after alpha creatures. But before I could, I needed one important ingredient. Fish meat. I tried taking on a megalodon, but that plan fell apart pretty quickly. There we go. Now we got him locked on. Let's go, buddy. Come on. Where'd you go? Aloha. After trying for what felt like hours, I managed to find a tiny little fish swimming nearby. Let's go. 23. I think that's as much as I would need. However, after checking the alpha kibble recipe, I realized I'd need a lot more fish than expected. Thankfully, I came across a few more fish and harvested enough meat to craft the kibble. With the kibble ready, my next target was the alpha pteranodon circling nearby. There was just one problem. It was flying over water, and I needed it to land somewhere safe. Let's just say that wasn't going to happen anytime soon. And so I waited and waited, then waited some more until I landed the bowler throw of my life, trapping the pteranodon and giving me the chance to start tranking it. Come on, We got this. The thing is, its torpor was quite high, and I had to bail on the tame for a while and wait for things to calm down. Luckily, when I returned, the Pteranodon was still on the ground. I trapped it once again, knocked it out, and secured the tame. Finally! We get ourselves a Pteranodon. No freaking way, buddy. It only took us the whole day to get it. My next task was gathering enough alpha hide to craft the Pteranodon saddle. Teaming up with my new birdie, we took on an apex dillo roaming the neighboring island. Let's go, let's go. What'd you get? Pick up. Of course, pick up. Oh, we've got some good stuff. That success didn't last long though. Its tiny counterpart charged in, and man, was that thing super fast. Within seconds, it had wiped me out. What is this? Oh! What the freak? Returning to the raft, I decided to give the island another shot. But one look at a crazy bee shredding everything in its path was enough to make me rethink that strategy. Okay, no. Although, the bee did help me out by leaving behind a few carcasses for me to scavenge. As for the others, nothing a bowler and a few arrows couldn't handle. On my way back, I came across another fallen creature, this time an apex carcinos. I knew harvesting it would be too valuable to pass up. Alright, cool. Let's get out of here. Alright, let's go. Even then, I was still short on alpha hide. While trying to figure out my next move, a light bulb went off. I remembered the salvage station and scrapped the alpha saddles I'd been collecting. And that, my friends, is how I finally got myself airborne. Let's go. Let's see what kind of damage you do with this beast right here. Oh! On day 11, I made the trip to the other side of the map, where I'd found a level 260 Alpha Pteranodon. After a long flight, I finally reached it and lured it away from the nearby creatures to a safer location. Yeah, come on. Let's go. We got it. Hot on our tail. From there, a bowler brought it to a stop, giving me the chance to start pumping it with some trank arrows. Let's go. Alright. We gotcha. Its torpor was high though, so I had to back off for a while and let things settle down. When I returned, a bowler and a few more trank arrows were all it took to secure another birdie. There we go. Should go down. Come on, puppy. Here we go. Little buddy's down. On my way back to the outpost, I stopped to gather a few resources before calling it a day. Back at base, I got to work breeding the Pteranodons, one to use and another to keep as a spare. Once the fertilized eggs were ready, I set up a few torches and hatched the new Pteranodon. While waiting for it to mature, I prepped a few healing potions to speed up the recovery process. Eager to see what the Pteranodon could do, I took it out for a test flight, hunting alpha creatures for their resources and dealing with a few other dinos that got in the way. At this point, I knew supply drops were going to be one of the best ways to speed up my progression, so I took to the skies in search of as many as I could find. Take this and move as fast as possible. Maybe I can use these for my base upgrades there. Let's get out of here, Gamze. Alright, let's quickly grab this one. It's not much, but it will do. Will come in handy for those resources, so we'll grab them. I also took on a few alpha creatures for the extra resources and picked up a couple of armor pieces along the way. Oh, flak leggings. Now that's something we can use. With all the materials I'd collected from the supply drops, I turned my attention to building a proper outpost on the island I claimed. Might as well use what we have, so just gonna go ahead and build a little square base here. Most of the structures had already come from the drops, so it didn't take long before the new stone base started coming together. I also went ahead and stripped down the old outpost, reusing some of the structures for the new build. With most of the base finished, I set up a few essential crafting stations, giving me access to the fabricator, upgrade station, and the SCS terminal. That's the good stuff right there. My next goal was to build a taming raft. The plan was to track down an alpha snow owl. Anyways, I extended the raft with a few ceilings, then added stone door frames and a dinosaur gate to complete the trap. Done with the build, I set off towards my next destination. Let's go catch me a snow owl. After reaching the location, I kited the owl into the trap without too much trouble. Come on, buddy. Follow me! Are you coming? Come on. Let's go! Surprisingly, everything went according to plan until I tried getting it back to base. Hey, there we go. There we go. Nice and easy. I didn't think it would be that easy, but we trapped ourselves a snow owl. Will it get out? Oh, crap. Oh, crap. Yeah, that's where everything fell apart. The owl eventually got torn apart by an ice wyvern, which immediately turned its attention to me. Thankfully, there was a nearby cave where I could hide until it lost interest. That is nasty. We'll just... Oh, my soul. It's in here. Let's get out of here then. Unfortunately, the area had become far too dangerous. I had no choice but to leave empty-handed. Since the first attempt didn't actually go to plan, I tracked down another alpha snow owl. Fortunately, this one was in a better location. I cleared out a few nearby threats before luring it into the trap. Let's go. Yep, I'm gonna tank. Come on. Trapped and unable to escape, I whipped out the old crossbow and unleashed a barrage of trank arrows until it was knocked out. Go down, buddy. Go down, buddy. Please go down ASAP. After that, I headed out to gather the fish meat I needed, then returned to the raft to welcome another creature into the tribe. Perfecto Bindo. Let's go, buddy. Let's go. Keeping with the taming theme, I went after another snow owl. This one was in a pretty nasty location, surrounded by overpowered creatures. Still, I decided to take my chances and try to kite it back to the raft. Come on, buddy. Yep. Come on. I just want you on my tail. Nothing else. Thankfully, everything went according to plan, and I managed to trap the owl without much trouble. Are you in? I assume so. Stay in there. Don't you move. Afterward, I topped up my supply of trank arrows and got to work knocking the owl out. All that was left was feeding it the kibble, securing the tame. Eat some of that, buddy. There we go. And making the long journey back to base with a mated pair of alpha snow owls. Back at base, I got straight to work breeding the new additions to the team. We got alpha snow owls that we can start breeding. Unfortunately, the eggs couldn't hatch because the temperature was far too high. The easiest solution was to hunt down a few tech creatures for the electronics. The tech survived? No, it did not. We got it. There's a couple more of those. Here we go. Should be our last one. That's it. I'm done for now, man. Fortunately, I managed to find enough of them to gather everything I needed. Returning to my island, I set up a generator, powered a couple of air conditioners, and finally got the eggs incubating. And they are. Sweet stuff. On day 19, I spent some time leveling up the snow owl with a few of the spares that I had bred. The thing is, I tamed this guy because I thought I'd be able to shoot while riding it. Guess what? I couldn't. And yeah, that left me in a bit of a pickle. I thought you could. That's the whole point. I tamed this thing. Although its health was pretty solid, so I decided to test it against the alpha loot boss. Oh, there we go. Down to 10k and dropping fast. Better give me something good, man. It handled the fight well enough, but the rewards weren't anything to get excited about. Oh, what a beauty. What do we get from that? Nothing good. All darn blueprints. I gave it another shot to see if the loot would be any different, but it looked like the boss mainly dropped blueprints. I'd hoped for a better mix of items. Oh well, the next objective was to modify the raft. First up, I gathered the remaining resources and made a few adjustments. The ceiling had to come off and a couple of ramps were added so a Rex could walk in. After finishing the build, I made the trip to the Rex's location. Unfortunately, by the time I arrived, it had already been taken out. Never mind. It's wrecked. There's a plasma something. That's the problem with these things, man. Rexes don't stand a chance. Just as I was about to give up, another Alpha Rex spawned in the same location. I wasted no time getting its attention and leading it back to the raft. Come on. Come here, come here, come here, come here, come here. Come here. You punk. Come here. Jump on this. Jump on this feathery butt. Come on. Oh, if I get you. If I get you. Oh, let's go, buddy. Let's go. Jump on him. It took a bit of effort, but I eventually got it trapped. Come on. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Oh. Yeah, you can break whatever. Dude. You're the best. With the Rex secured, I headed back to my island and hunted down a few nearby Alpha and Apex creatures to collect the blood I needed for the tame. I want to go for that parasol, but it's way too close. Apex Carcinas. It's down. Oh. Nice, thank you. Bright and early the following morning, I got to work tranking the Rex. To improve my chances, I upgraded my crossbow and crafted a batch of Apex and Alpha trank arrows. Hey, yo, buddy. Just take it easy. We don't want any fancy footwork from you. I need those clean headshots. After a while, it finally went to sleep. Should go down in a bit. I think so. Hey, there we go. Needing to top up its kibble, I headed out to gather a few more rations of fish meat. I was right here, man. Oh, Camsies. Returning to the raft with a kibble in hand, I fed the Rex and recruited another baddie into the tribe. Sweet. 404. 70k and melee. 600. To wrap up the day, I went ahead to farm some metal to get a couple of upgrades that would make life on Astraeos a whole lot easier. While waiting for a female Alpha Rex to spawn, I decided to put the downtime to good use. I started with gathering the materials to secure my base. After hauling everything back, I put up a line of dinosaur gateways to block off access to the base. I then set up a few crop plots for future farming and connected a simple water system with tanks and taps. Still waiting for a female Rex to spawn, I headed back out in search of a few more supply drops, hoping to find some high tier gear to salvage for valuable resources. Alright, let's go. Beat it. Yeah, I kinda got carried away with how well things were going and let my guard down. Unfortunately, that turned out to be a huge mistake, and I paid the price after getting a little too close to one of those nightmare bees. What did you do that for, Cams? Oh, yeah, I don't know why you go and do stupid things like that, Camsy. Stupid things. Get yourself wrecked. Well, at least you get to look at the base. Thankfully, I had a spare. I saddled up another snow owl and headed straight back out again. Great news! The female Alpha Rex I had been waiting for had finally spawned. Better yet, it wasn't too far away. It was a pretty low-level dino, and I'd found a much better crossbow while hunting for loot. So, I decided to free tame it, while the Rex went about terrorizing the locals. After a good number of tranks, the Rex finally dropped, and the tame was mine. I'm coming after you. I don't care. Oh, look what's in front. I need to drop you down fast, man. You're going towards the Bionic Rex. Okay, cool. It's down. It's down, it's down, it's down. There you go. Tame up, puppy. Oh, let's go, let's go, let's go. Great job, Kabza, great job. Back at base, I kicked off the breeding program and set up the SCS terminal to take care of the babies for me. The next few days were mostly spent breeding Alpha Rexes, hoping for stronger stats and maybe even a few decent mutations to build up my army. I just want to swap out the female for a stronger female here. Not that it would be a really big difference, but it will help get us maybe stronger dinos with those mutations. I don't know. While the breeding continued, I took one of the grown Rexes out for a little joyride, testing out its capabilities against a few unsuspecting creatures. 4K. Alright, almost 5. That's great. Great news indeed. Including those pesky nature dodos. Alright, it's almost down. 13K. Yo, this thing had 200. Boom! Down she goes. I also set up a few compost bins to produce fertilizer for the crops I needed and experimented with one of those strange seeds. Apparently, it could keep almost any creature at bay. Oh. Hello. I think you still have to grow, huh? Oh. It's growing. It's growing. Beautiful plant defenders. Is it done? The downtime also gave me the chance to gather plenty of resources, from metal and crystal to anything else worth grabbing nearby. And of course, I couldn't pass up a few more supply drops. Just this will do. Good stuff. See ya. Although, spotting a cluster of metal nodes quickly pulled my attention into a different direction. Now that the Rexes were ready, it was time to start leveling them up. Of course, this meant sacrificing the spare Rexes I had bred. Couple there. And we also get some levels too. Let me see what you got now. 53. That wasn't the only benefit though. Harvesting them also provided a huge supply of alpha hide and blood. And the chainsaw made the job much more efficient. Oi, 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 mamma mia. That's a whole lot of hide there. I like that. I like that. There was another surprise waiting for me when one of those babies hatched with a size mutation. What the? How did I get this? The following day was much of the same as I continued leveling more Rexes to strengthen the growing army. Just want 50 levels. We can get this up to 1/6 and the rest will be for health. I also expanded the base to make room for a grinder. Alright, just gonna have to place you there. Okay, we got the grinder, which I used to salvage materials from all the loot I had collected. With the army just about ready, I spent the morning leveling the last few Rexes and sped up the recovery with some healing potions. After making sure everyone was good to go, it was finally time to take on the first alpha boss. Alright buddies, go. Oh, come on, attack him! Let's go. Oh, you know what? It's not too bad. The Jerboa level 90. Jeez, okay. Another one, skeletal. Oh, what is that? A Milde? How did they? What is this? They're almost, I don't know. Yeah, almost, yeah, a million. But it's going down fast. Let's go, buddy. There we go. I guess that's it. First boss done. Thankfully, the fight went far better than expected. Feeling confident, I figured I might as well try my luck against the next boss while I was at it. I don't know. Apex Troll. Oh, let's go. Let's go, let's go. Let's go. 3.8 billion. Oh, we're not going to survive this, but it's okay. We might. We might get him. Come on, guys. Come on. Push it. Push it. I'd say because we got a good health pool and also good saddles, we might just tank this one. At least we'll skip a tier. Oh, there we go. There we go. There we go. Yes! Let's go, peeps. Let's go. Holy smokes, these guys did it. These guys did it. Unfortunately, to keep progressing, I still needed a few apex creatures. I decided to tame one of the easiest of them all, the humble dodo. The first one went down without much trouble. While searching for a male, I came across a few more females and harvested them for the resources they dropped. Then, my friends, it was time to tame the next dodo. That turned into a bit of a disaster. A godly trike happened to be nearby. Yeah, I got a little too close to the action and was melted in seconds. What? Sadly, I lost another snow owl, but that wasn't enough to stop me, and somehow the dodo that I wanted to tame survived the godly trike's attack. So I went in and bagged the second dodo. I got you, buddy. There you go. Okay, let's trank you now. There you go. And a kibble for you to tame up. Back at base, I paired up the apex dodo and got them breeding. After losing all those snow owls, I figured it was time to upgrade my flyer. My target was an apex RG. The good news, there was a high level RG nearby. The bad news was it shared the area with some weird type of dodo rex. Despite the risk, I moved in, grabbed the RG's attention and lured it back to the taming raft. Let's go! Oh, son. Let's go. There's a dodo rex. We don't want any part of that. Oh my soul. Gotta hit you a couple of times. Oh my soul. This is so risky. Come on, birdie. It took a few attempts, but I eventually got it trapped. All that remained was to knock it out, feeded the tame helper and kibble, and instantly recruited into the tribe. Alright, buddy. Good job. From there, I tracked down another apex RG. This one was a little farther inland, but I decided it was worth the risk. Surprisingly, I managed to trap it as well, then knocked it out and bagged another bird. Okie dokie. On day 34, I welcomed my new buddy into the world. And we have an RG ready for us. There we go. It's at 419 and 100k HP and 774 melee. Almost 30k stamina. There were also a few dodos that needed to be taken care of, harvesting them for alpha hide, blood, and plenty of feathers. With the hide collected, I upgraded the RG saddle a few times before leveling it up using a couple of spare Rexes I had bred. There we go. Got a couple of these down here. Hey, yo. Afterwards, it was time to see what it could really do. So I took it out for a little test flight. One thing's for sure, it was incredibly quick and packed a pretty decent punch. One more. Let's go. Be a beauty. After the test run, I gathered a healthy supply of obsidian and metal. However, while minding my own business, I managed to attract the attention of a frost wyvern. Oh boy, was I pooping myself. Thankfully, the nearby pillars gave me just enough cover to dodge its attacks, and against all odds, I was able to escape. Help me! Help me! Oh, at least it's onto something else. Great. I'll see ya. Now that I had an RG, my next objective was to tame a few utility dinos. First up was the Apex Anki. The plan was to carry it all the way back to base, but it wasn't too happy about being picked up. So what? Oh, come on. Really? Buddy. So I tried teleporting to base with it, and surprisingly, that actually did the trick. Oh, it does too. No way. It does too. Brilliant. From there, I flew it over to my taming raft, where I managed to contain it before putting it to sleep and securing the tame. Next up was a Doedicurus. Using the same strategy as before, I guided it into the raft, knocked it out, and added another valuable helper to the tribe. On day 36, I planned on building a supersized taming pen for the next tier of dinos, using the massive raft the mod had to offer. I gathered the resources I needed and started laying down the foundations. That's when I hit a dead end. It seemed the raft was still using the normal structure limit. Structure is too far away from platform. So much for it being behemoth. Left with no better option, I decided to build the taming pen closer to the creatures I wanted to tame. Alrighty, there were a few things that needed to be addressed. First, I had to upgrade to the premium Astraeos map because of the weird water visual introduced after the Genesis update. Secondly, I had to transfer my old world to the new map. Unfortunately, that resets the in-game day counter, but I'll be sticking with the original count based on the recordings. The third challenge was the creature I wanted to tame. As it turned out, it was the boss variant. To craft its kibble, I first needed to defeat a few frost bosses and collect their essence. Hence why you see the footage of me chomping through a few frosties. Come on, there we go. That's what we needed. Fortunately, I managed to track down those frosty punks and collect everything I needed. Hey, yo, let's go. including plenty of frost blood, which came in handy for crafting some seriously potent trank darts. Well, it was finally time to tame the frost berserking dragon. The real challenge, though, was getting it all the way back to the taming pen. That took quite a while, to be honest. Bob and weave. Oh. They didn't stop to check. Well, we got it far enough, though. It's gonna take a bit of time to get to our taming pen, but we will get there. The dragon itself was just as stubborn. It refused to enter the trap. Oh, there we go. Oh, you got to be kidding me. And after several failed attempts, it finally wandered inside, giving me the chance to lock it in. You go in, go in, go in, go in, go in. Finally. As if that wasn't enough, a demonic parasaur suddenly appeared out of nowhere, and my heart just sank. I had absolutely nothing that could deal with a creature like that. My only option was to knock out the dragon as quickly as possible and pray to the ARK gods the parasaur wouldn't notice me. Or you're going down in a jiffy. Thankfully, it never did, and I managed to complete the tame. Couple more. We have the berserking dragon. All right, buddy. I totally forgot tame helpers. Let's go quickly grab some. Here we go. Our frost berserking dragon ready to mate. Oh, it does mate. With the frost dragon safely added to the tribe, I headed back out to hunt more frost bosses and stockpile the essence needed for my next target. I'm pretty sure you could have guessed what I was going to do. Yep, I went after another frosty. This time though, it was a much lower level, making the whole taming process far easier. It didn't take long before the dragon was down, and after a quick feed, another powerful flyer joined the tribe. There we go. There you go. Eat that. Yes. Okay, okay. Okay. There we go. Done, son. Done. Returning to base, I paired the two frost dragons and kicked off the breeding process. My new flyer was finally ready, so I boosted its levels by sacrificing a few spare Rexes. So I took it out for a test run to see what it could do against a few wild dinos. 300. Is it 300 it said? Yo. Is it? Oh no, it is. One of the shots is. Since I was already out exploring, I figured I'd tame an alpha bulb dog, hoping to use it as a shoulder pet for the alpha buff. Long story short, it couldn't. Oh, you're the wrong one, man. I need a smaller one. I need like a shine horn or something. Oh, great, great stuff. Not ready to give up, I tried another creature instead. Unfortunately, that didn't work either. There you go. Equip a saddle to ride. Oh. Okay. We can't have those things. Okay. Good to know. Before calling it a day, I started prepping for my next major tame, a Storm Rex. That meant hunting down Hydro Dinos to gather the materials needed for its kibble. On day 42, I made my way toward the Storm Rex I had spotted on the map. Before I could focus on the tame, there were a few nasties nearby that needed to be cleared out. Get wrecked, you punk. With the area looking much safer, I turned my attention to the Rex. It was in the perfect spot, with very little around to interfere. So, I decided to free tame it. Might as well get a shot, then miss a shot. Oh, now it's going around in circles. Hello? It took a little longer than expected, but I eventually put it to sleep. You're going the right way, buddy. Keep going that way. Not this way. Should go down now. Hey, yo, let's go. Rex is down. And fed it some kibble to recruit it into the tribe. From there, I headed over to another Rex. Since this one was a much lower level, it didn't take long to bring it down. Come on. How many do you need? 2 kibble. I got 3. Come on. One more. Boom. Nighty-night. Little missy. The only problem was that it turned out to be another female, something I had completely overlooked. Thankfully, there was still a low-level male roaming the map, so I tracked him down and rounded out the breeding pair. Nighty-night, fella. Now we've got a pair. Back at base, I kicked things off by breeding some Storm Rexes. Gonna take a while to get an army together. So, I think for the next few days, what I can do is work on a base. We're gonna build it right here just because this is probably the most safest area on the map. First things first, I had to gather all the resources I'd need, from mountains of stone to stacks of wood, along with everything else required. Once I had enough supplies, I laid out the foundations to get a feel for the overall layout. I worked on the foundations of the base here. As you can see, this is what I came up with. I always wanted a sunken area, and I've tried to do that with previous builds. It didn't work out. This might be the one right here. So yeah, it kind of looks like half of a ship or something, but yeah, I might edit things and see how it goes, but for now, this is what I'm doing. By day 45, the walls were finally going up, and I began experimenting with a few building skins to give the place a more modern feel. The concrete textures fit surprisingly well, while the white finish helped break up the design nicely. I also swapped over to some thicker window frames, which suited the build far better than the thinner ones. With each section taking shape, the vision became much clearer, although there was still plenty left to do. I then reworked the front of the base, replacing the cramped triangular design with a much wider layout that opened up the lower floor and made the whole place feel far more spacious. With the main structure nearly complete, I turned my attention to a greenhouse. There were plenty of modded crops to be planted, so getting one up and running became the next priority. Well, there was no mystery here. I had to pack up all of my belongings and transfer everything over to the new base. Let's go ahead and start transferring everything over to the new base. We got tons of things, man. Then came the less exciting part, sorting all of my items and getting everything organized. Not my favorite thing to do, but it had to be done. Finally done with the base, I ended up with something I was really happy with. I honestly didn't think it would turn out this well, but hey, it wasn't half bad, especially with all the extra room I have. There's plenty of storage, and my personal room has loads of open space. There's also a sweet little spot for flyers whenever they needed a place to chill. And check this out, a sunken workshop with almost everything I need to keep the journey going. Anyways, it was time to get back to the grind. My next objective was leveling the Storm Rexes while harvesting the spare ones for the hide and blood needed to upgrade their saddles. Naturally, I couldn't resist taking one of the Storm Rexes out for a little field test to see what it was capable of. 265. Hey yo buddy, you don't want to mess with us. 200. Yo. Over the next couple of days, I continued leveling the Rexes while also breeding the Apex Arges, since I still needed a steady supply of Apex materials. With only a handful of Rexes left to train, I was almost ready to challenge the next group of bosses. We have the last of the Rexes to level up here. Just the last two. I think I'm just going for a group of 10. I don't know if they'll be any good, but it is what it is. Before that, though, I gave the Alpha Shoulder Pet one last shot by going after a Pygmy Dillo. Oi! Let's go! Let's go! Yeah, that just wasn't going to happen. On the bright side, I did walk away with a pretty cool little mount. Okay, it was time to see what my Rexes could do against the Hydro Titan. It was a bit of a slow start. Oh my, so 200. Go, 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 go. Go! Attack! Attack, buddies! But safe to say, they absolutely shredded it. Yes! Here we go! Here we go! Hydro Titan egg. Of course, that only boosted my confidence, and I decided to take on the next Titan, thinking it couldn't be that much tougher. Come on! Oh, jeez. We're doing 500k. Come on, buddy! Attack the bugger! Alpha Rex has been wrecked.
Oh boy, was I wrong. This one was on a whole different level, and my army was taking a beating.
Oh, we're like neck and neck on this thing. Would you stop moving so I can chomp on your toenails?
To be fair, we were tearing through its health as well. Just not as quickly as I would have liked, and I ended up losing quite a few Rexes along the way. Eventually, the survivors held their ground and managed to bring down the mighty Storm Colossus.
8 million, 7 million. Don't let me do this on my own. It's almost there. Yes. Yes. Holy smokes. Just 2 Storm Rexes remaining. Yeesh. Not so good, huh?
After that brutal boss battle, I wasn't quite sure what to do next. So, to clear my head a little, I turned my attention to the greenhouse, expanding it and planting the new seeds I had collected. With that taken care of, I settled on my next objective, getting a Titan of my own. To make that happen, I started leveling a few of my Storm Rexes, preparing them to take down a mini Titan.
You get any levels from that? For sure. Alright. That's great.
Alrighty, ready to rumble. I kicked off the day by taking down the Hydro Youngling.
Alright. Guys. It's here. It's here. Come on. Let's go. Finish up the Youngling. Let's go. I think we can get a couple of these Younglings with this army. If we could take down the boss.
Defeating it rewarded me with the all-important Hydro Heart. After that, it was all about gathering the remaining materials I needed. First on the list were the Hydro Cores, and I needed quite a few.
Hey, did I get my core? Yes, I did.
Then it was time to hunt down the different types of blood required for the summoning egg, from nature blood to volcanic blood, and even earth blood.
Ah, yeah, there we go. That should do it.
With all the materials finally gathered, it was time to tame the Hydro Whelping.
Alright, I'm just getting away from you. Alrighty.
There was just one small problem. The demonic parasaur was still lurking nearby.
Let's see what we got here. 1.2 million. Hydro Kibble 7. Prepped right. We prepped right.
Thankfully, the mini Titan was a pretty big target, which made landing my shots much easier. That said, my darn dragon kept getting its big head in the way, making things a little more challenging.
Come here. Where are you going? Come here. I'll go there. You want to get wrecked?
In the end, I was able to knock the Colossus out and get the tame.
Oh, there we go. He's down. Come on. Hey, buddy.
With the Hydro Whelping on my side, it was straight back to gathering the items needed for its evolution. Over the next couple of days, I hunted down everything I was missing, from Hydro creatures for their cores to the remaining blood that was required.
Give me all of that. Be beautiful.
And even a few Pacific fish meats for some sushi. At long last, I had everything needed and evolved the Hydro Whelping into the mighty Hydro Youngling. But the grind wasn't over just yet. There was another evolution to go through, and even more items to get. It was pretty much the same as before, tracking down all the creatures needed to gather those evolution items again. Honestly, I wasn't in the mood for another grind, but it had to be done, so I pushed through.
There you go. 1,825. That is the best.
With everything finally collected, I evolved my Hydro Titan into its final form.
Never, ever doing that again. Hey, name your Colossus. Female, ready to mate. Ready to mate? I ain't doing that again.
Man, was this thing a beast. Right off the bat, it was dealing crazy damage. And to make it even stronger, I took it out for a spin, just shredding almost everything in sight. With my Hydro Colossus ready to go, it was time to see what it could do against the next wave of Titans. First up was the Volcanic Kaiju, and thankfully, it went down without too much trouble. Next came the Frost Colossus. It put up a decent fight, but nothing we couldn't handle.
One more. Hey, let's go. Let's go.
Then came one of the most frustrating encounters. The darn nature colossus just kept healing itself. That was seriously messed up, and making any real progress on its health took forever. Still, we stood our ground and eventually brought it down as well.
Oh, come on. I got to use my tornadoes. We're almost there, guys. We're almost there. Let's go. Let's go. Come on. Let's go. Let's go. A couple more. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Fine. Freakingly. Jeez, that was a long one.
Finally, it was time to face the Earth Titan. That thing was a whole different monster, but we managed to bring it down too.
Hey, there we go. All them titans done.
There wasn't any time to relax though. Back at base, I got straight to work expanding my greenhouse to make room for the new elemental seeds I needed to plant. Moving on to the next tier of dinos, I had a few things to prepare. First up was collecting items dropped by a resource golem. The problem was, I thought I'd be able to tame it with a rocket launcher, but that turned out to be far more difficult. I mean, even landing the perfect headshot barely made a difference.
Oh, there you go. 200. Holy smokes. That wanna take forever, bro.
So I switched plans, took down the golem along with its minions, and walked away with a huge supply of resources. Returning to base, I got to work crafting the gear I'd need for taming a few ghost dinos. Having everything prepared, it was time to tame the ghost berserking dragon. The only problem was that the weapons made for those ghost creatures weren't nearly as effective as I expected, and I ended up getting wrecked.
How am I supposed to tame it like this?
I gave it another shot, but it quickly became clear that this approach just wasn't going to work.
It's too short of a window. This is not gonna work.
So I switched tactics and pulled out my normal trank gear instead. To my surprise, that actually did the trick. Once I figured out the right approach, the rest fell into place. The new equipment I had prepared worked like a bomb, bringing the dragon down in no time and adding another powerful warrior to the tribe. With the first ghost berserking dragon secured, I headed out to tame another one. This time I targeted a lower level dragon. I brought it down pretty quickly and added it to the tribe without much trouble.
It should be going down. Oh, there you go. Anything in the bottom? Let me go see.
Then I made my way back to the base and started breeding the pair for my next army of boss slayers.
Enable mating. Alright. We gotta get an army going. And, yeah. Take on the next boss.
While the breeding was underway, I leveled up the first fully grown dragon and took it out for a quick test flight. Man, was I impressed. I felt almost invincible. So much so that I decided to challenge a nature youngling. Not the smartest idea, as I nearly got wrecked, but I managed to recover and make a clean escape.
Alright. I got out of it. I got out of it. Cabs don't do things like that.
Looking for a better target, I went after the bionic loot boss instead, bringing it down for a huge haul of loot, including a fresh supply of healing potions. By day 70, the remaining dragons had been leveled up, then healed with some potions and were ready for the plague boss. Thankfully, this fight was far more manageable. My ghost creatures had the advantage against the plague enemy, and I even used the nighttime buff to give the army an extra edge. The strategy was fairly straightforward. I had to destroy the boss's tentacles to chip away at its health, then focused on its body whenever it was exposed, before repeating the process.
Come on, this is painful. Okay, you guys take care of that. Let me go and take care of this.
It wasn't a quick battle, but after a grueling fight, we finally brought the plague boss down.
Come on. We got it 75k. We keep getting stuck. Yeah, there we go. Finally. Finally.
Well, it was about that time to move up the ranks, and this round I set my sights on the Bionic Rex. To make things a little easier, I built a small taming pen in the hopes of trapping it. Well, that was the plan anyway, because getting that beast inside turned out to be quite the challenge.
Oh, you're right here. Come here, come here. Inside, inside. Oh, you missed it. You missed it. There's a huge box here. You punk.
Trust me, I gave it plenty of attempts, but every single time, the stubborn Rex completely ignored the trap.
In you go. In you go. In you go. No, 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 no. In here. In here. In here. Oh. It's like, I want you to be trapped or something.
You know what the most frustrating part was? The one time I actually managed to lure it inside, a massive demonic rock golem decided to wander into the area. Naturally, I had to lure the golem away first, but leaving the area meant the Rex glitched right back out. Anyways, I had enough by that point, so I threw the original plan out the window and unloaded a whole lot of tranks into the Rex instead. Before long, it was fast asleep and ready to join the tribe.
Buddy, stay still. Please. Hey, there we go. Be beautiful.
My bionic Rex army wasn't going to build itself, so I headed over to the second Rex's location. Luckily, it had spawned not too far from the first one. Since it was a lower level dino, I was able to bring it down in no time at all.
Please go down. Please. Yay, let's go, let's go. Sweet. My one and only tame helper. And you should be tamed up.
Afterward, I paired up the two bionic Rexes and got the breeding process underway. As the Rexes continued to breed, I set off to gather more resources. The plan was to keep it alive while taking down the minions it spawned.
I'll try my best not to take you out, buddy.
Once done, I headed to explore one of the caves, where I stocked up on a boatload of pearls, along with plenty of metal, stone, and flint. The next couple of days were all about getting the bionic Rexes battle ready. One by one, I leveled them up, pushing their health and melee as high as I could. By now, taking every new tame out for a trial run had become something of a tradition. This time, a resource golem happened to spawn nearby, so I took the opportunity to farm as many valuable resources as I could. Once the army was ready, I challenged one of the world bosses, as defeating it was required to summon the bionic god.
This guy right here. Oh. There we go. Let's go, buddy. Oh my. So, what in the world? Holy smokes. That is crazy. Oh, please. Nobody. Nope. Oh, there we go. Here we go. Here we go. Man, you guys took a beating. 5 million on that one.
There was still one more world boss standing in my way, the Sword Master.
Broskies, attack the Swords Master. I can't see what I'm doing. These numbers. Come on. This is going down though. 95 million. And how's the Swords Master doing? Where is he? Did we take him out? Oh. We did.
After dealing with the bionic minions, I prepared a fresh batch of healer bowls for the battle ahead. I then tracked down the bionic loot boss to grab a few stronger potions.
There you go. This is what we need.
You know, after taking on the Terminator Giga and the Swordmaster, I figured the bionic god would be a whole lot more challenging. But one moment it was causing absolute chaos.
Oh. Holy smokes! What in the world?
And the next, it had simply vanished. My Rexes completely melted it. That left me with plenty of time to spare. So, I turned my attention to upgrading my taming gear for some seriously overpowered creatures. And so, the celestial and demonic grind began. The first order of business was tracking down those monstrous queen bees. To be honest, I wasn't quite sure how things would turn out, so I played it safe at first, attacking from a distance. Eventually, there was only one option left. I had to dive in and commit.
Alright, I'm going for it. Oh, nice.
Turns out that was the right call, and before long, I had gathered a good supply of honey.
There we go. Honey's done.
Honey wasn't the only thing I needed. I also had to collect the hearts of these celestial and demonic creatures. That was easily the most nerve-wracking part. Still, I pushed forward and managed to bring down my first demonic parasaur.
Yes, there we go. Alright, let's heal him up here.
From there, I kept the momentum going, farming as many hearts as I could. One thing I learned the hard way though, never underestimate a demonic griffin.
We're gonna get wrecked. Oh no, no. Don't mess with the griffin. Alright, note to self, don't mess with a demonic griffin.
Alrighty, it was time to try my luck with the celestial griffin. The only problem was that they usually spawned in pairs, so I first had to separate them before I could start tranking one of them.
Got you. Woo-wee. 500k. So 450 we doing with this one.
Once things were clear, the tame itself was pretty straightforward. All I had to do was land a shot, create some space, and repeat the process. Although, Camsy Cams here accidentally pressed the wrong button, and well, I got chumped by a ghost piranha.
Cams, don't get ahead of yourself now. Oh, shirt. What was that, Cams?
Thankfully, it wasn't a total disaster. I made my way back, recovered my ghost dragon, and finished up knocking out the griffin to secure the tame.
Come on. There we go.
On day 82, I kicked things off by leveling my celestial griffin. I figured it would be the perfect choice for farming hearts because of how powerful it was. Only to realize this darn thing had no rider protection. Who thought that was a good idea? Long story short, I got absolutely wrecked because of it and nearly lost my griffin. Fortunately, I made it back just in time to save it.
Oh, in time, bro. In time.
There was no choice but to keep going though. I still needed more hearts for the tame I was working toward, so I headed back out on another hunting spree.
He's pretty OP, this little fella.
I wasn't really sure what I was thinking. For some reason, I convinced myself that breeding the griffins might somehow give me rider protection. Anyways, I got the second griffin down without much of a hassle. Thing is though, the resource golem was roaming nearby, and I had to deal with it before feeding the griffin.
What the heck?
The moment it went down, something else appeared. A massive golden rock golem spawned right on top of my tame. Fortunately, it didn't do any damage, and I was able to kite it away before taming the griffin and taking it back to base to start breeding the pair. Curiosity got the better of me though, so I decided to test my luck against the demigod. Surprisingly, the fight wasn't too bad and the reward was even better. It spawned special resource nodes that yielded gold and mithril ore when harvested. Sadly, my little theory didn't work, so I was back at square one. At least I managed to craft the Primal Refining Forge, which gave me a way to process the gold and mithril ores that I collected. After that, I took the newly bred griffin out for a joyride, putting its firepower to the test and shredding just about everything in sight. We even brought down a celestial loot boss, taking it on cautiously of course, and walked away with some sweet healing potions.
Yes, there we go. We only get that. We'll provide 15% health per second for 10 seconds.
I probably should have stopped there and taken the win, but I wanted more carnage, more chaos, and inevitably, that decision sent me straight to the netherworld.
Great. Great.
On the bright side, my griffin was still alive.
Get out of here.
Knowing the limits of my griffin, I still chose to use it for the task at hand. This time, I relied on its speed and strength to farm more hearts. Once I got the hang of things, the griffin proved to be quite a force. It was taking on all sorts of creatures.
I just gotta stay above these guys and I'm safe. There you go. Come here.
On day 88, my objective was to get some demonic honey. Unfortunately, unlike celestial honey, I was only getting 2 pieces from each demonic bee. That only left one option. I had to tame one instead. After a couple of tranks and a pretty close encounter,
Oh, come on, man. Come on.
the demonic queen bee officially joined the tribe.
Please tell me you're knocked out and not just pretending. Alright, there you go. For you. Hey, let's go.
Back at base, I set up the hive and crafted the special flowers needed to produce the honey. To wrap up the day, I ventured out to tame a celestial thorny dragon. It turned out to be a super easy tame after it got itself trapped.
There you go. Down, little buddy. Got ourselves a celestial thorny dragon.
Having gathered enough resources to tame a demonic creature, I headed out in search of my next target, a demonic wyvern. At first, I thought it was going to be a challenge, but literally, after just a few shots from my sniper, the wyvern was fast asleep and I managed to tame it.
Should be going down now. Come on, buddy. Yes! Oh, come on. Tame up. I'm sure I had... Yeah, I had 8 exactly. Whoo-wee. Let's go back to base, man.
The good news was that this flyer actually had rider protection. The downside, though, was that it was pretty difficult to control, making farming hearts a little trickier than I expected.
There you go.
While I was at it, I came across the perfect mate for my thorny dragon.
Oh, look at this.
Well then, it was down to the business end of things. First up, I went ahead and tamed that thorny dragon I had spotted earlier. Having the advantage of height, I knocked it out without much trouble and secured the tame. Back at base, I got straight to work breeding a few thorny dragons to prepare for the upcoming boss fights. From there, I spent some time leveling up a couple of griffins and thorny dragons to get them battle ready.
I'm sure they would come pretty handy when we need them. Hopefully, the most.
Then, my friends, it was time to tackle the next set of bosses. Unfortunately for them, the army I brought totally shredded everything in its path and quickly wiped out the celestial boss.
Come on, buddies. Oh my soul. That just got wiped. Holy smoke. What is going on?
The demonic boss met the same fate.
Oh, there it is. There it is. There it is. Oh, where did he go? It's gone? I think it's gone. Dude. These guys are too OP.
So, the only thing standing between me and the final challenge was the group of godly bosses, and it was about time to take them down. To be fair, most of them were fairly easy to defeat using the thorny dragon. I just had to make good use of high ground and send in my little balls of chaos.
Now we see the power of Bucky wasting the godly Triceratops. And here it is. Down she goes.
Then came the godly Ovis. I had no idea that this punk could one-shot your dino and put it to sleep.
What in the world?
It happened more than a few times while I searched for a safe spot to finish the job.
You still...
Eventually, I reached the highest point of the nearby mountain, giving me the perfect position to take out the Ovis.
There we go. Good stuff.
After that, it was on to the King Crab and Queen Broodmother, both of which were straightforward enough to defeat.
Hey, there we go.
The armored tiger got itself stuck, making the battle surprisingly easy. It wasn't long before that one met the same fate. Next was the rock drake. Oh man, I completely forgot that this thing could climb. And well, I got totally wasted in a matter of seconds.
And here we go. Oh, this thing climbs. Oh, it climbs. Wrecked.
When I made my way back to the area though, the rock drake had seemingly despawned, leaving me to track down another one. Fortunately, I was able to find another rock drake, and this time I found a great spot to give it another shot. I must say, things were going pretty well until the drake decided it had enough and glided away.
Oh, this thing.
Of course, I had to chase it down. Thankfully, I found another decent spot where I could lure the rock drake into position, and against all odds, I managed to bring it down.
Oh, it's close. Oh, wait. Whew. That was crazy.
Now that the godly bosses were all out of the way, it was time to gather the final ingredients for some godly kibble. That meant hunting down more celestial and demonic creatures. With the godly kibble ready, it was time to tame the godly rock drake. Thankfully, everything went according to plan, and before long, the mighty beast was fast asleep. All I had to do was feed it some kibble to bag the tame.
500 million.
I was practically riding a god tier dino. Of course, I was going to go out and cause a little chaos.
Oh, there we go.
Anyways, once the joyride was over, I turned my attention to preparing every dino that was capable of fighting, from my Alpha Rexes to the Celestial tier, and everything in between. I wanted to give them all one last dance. Day 100, peeps. You know what we've got to do. It's time to take down Nemesis himself.
Come on, guys. Whew. Oh, my soul. Blastoise is wrecked. We're not even doing any damage to it. I'm wrecked. My PC's wrecked. My thorny dragons are still there. 23 billion. But can my PC handle it? That's the problem. I'm trying to help these guys from here, man. Whoa! We did 10 billion worth of damage. Rexes are... I don't know. What is attacking what? I see a thorny dragon here. Oh, I think my celestials are doing most of the damage. Good thing is he's not paying any attention to me. Oh, let's go. Let's go under. Oh, 10 billion. Oh, Bionic Rex. My Bionic Rex is... Yeah, you'd expect that. He's going down. He's going down. It is time. Woo-wee. There we go. There we go. This is it. This is it. Yes. The godly boss has been terminated.